As the federal government threatens to defund Planned Parenthood, Dixie State students are stepping up to do their part to protect a program they care about.
And the Dixie State dance team proved nothing can get them off beat. Find out what they did when a fire alarm went off during their performance.
The Dixie State women and men's basketball team closed out their season over the weekend. I'll have the results and what's in store for their postseason play. Dixie Sun News at noon starts right now.
Watching Dixie Sun News with Missy Perry and Bo Yenchik. The voice of Dixie State University, Dixie Sun News at noon.
Welcome to Dixie Sun News at noon. I'm Missy Perry.
I'm Bo Yenchik. Thank you for joining us. Today marks the beginning of election season here on campus, beginning with the DSU Student Body President preliminary elections. The three candidates are Moses Campbell, Ezra Hainsworth, and Kendall Pitts. You can vote from now until Thursday at 3 p.m. at various booths around campus. As the federal government threatens to defund Planned Parenthood, Dixie State students are stepping up to protect a program they care about. In fact, this weekend, the Students for Choice Club held a benefit concert raising more than $1,100, which they gave to Planned Parenthood. More than 50 people gathered inside Jazzy's Rock and Roll Grill on Saturday night for the benefit concert. Local Utah bands Cat Ghost, Gold Start for Robot Boy, and Duke Mute and Dice Game Uchiha performed. To learn more or to donate, go to www.plannedparenthood.org. Esteemed authors gather to read for the Southern Quill Silent Auction. Grant Jones brings us the story.
For the Southern Quill Silent Auction and Benefit Reading, and we're going to be hearing from two local authors, David Farland and Kristen Decker. The Southern Quill is an annual publication of written and visual art submitted by Dixie State students and by the public. Kristen Decker opened up the program and read from her book, 50 Years in Polygamy, Big Secrets and Little White Lies.
This is chapter 7 called Bad Stupid Sophia. I love writing, and I wish I had more time to write. To me, it does everything for me. I can write happy thoughts or sad thoughts, or vent and scribble on the paper and scream on the paper and laugh on the paper. I think writing is probably one of my greatest joys in this whole world. I'm really grateful, and I don't think I'm the best writer, but I don't care. Because for me it is a way to express myself and to educate others if they want. I mean, it's not like I know everything, but I do like sharing what I've learned.
David Farland Wolverton, who has written over 100 New York Times bestsellers, also read from his latest book, Nightingale.
The city crackled at the tips of her fingers. Tiny blue lights blossomed and floated in the air near her fingers like dandelion down.
This is a field where you can make a living as a writer. A lot of people will tell you that you can't, and that's not surprising, because the people who are telling you that are people who can't. They haven't done it before. My message is that there is hope. There's a way to do this.
DSU student Jacob Cooper has also written a bestseller titled Circle of Rain and considers David a mentor.
One of the things I learned about Dave from reading his book Million Dollar Outlines is that fiction isn't just to entertain. There is a lot of scientific and whatever you want to call it research that shows people who really dive into a different world, let's call it that, and do fiction of some kind. There is always a struggle in that story, and there's always overcoming that struggle, usually. And you emerge from that experience better focused to take on the own stresses of your own life and to overcome them. And I mean, there's a lot of research that shows that. Dave is fond of pointing that out. And so it's really a valuable experience to not just write, but to read. from that standpoint.
From the Dixie Sun News, I'm Grant Jones.
Free tax services are currently available for students and faculty and lower income individuals at Dixie State University. The Volunteer Income Tax Assistant Program is available in the Udvar Hazy building on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 8 p.m. The services will be closed over spring break, but will continue through April 11th. Those interested in taking advantage of this program are required to bring a photo ID, Social Security card, any W-2 forms, insurance documents, and information regarding bank accounts. For more information, please visit dixiesunnews.com. In other news, while some students are conscious of their health, many are not regularly visiting their doctors, which may lead to severe health issues later on in life. Aside from following a steady diet, exercising regularly, and sleeping the recommended amount, students need to visit medical professionals at least every year. These appointments should cover all aspects of one's health, including physical, mental, dental, and sexual health. Dixie State University has a great health and wellness center where students' visits are only $20. It also took more than a fire alarm to stop Dixie State University's dance team. If you're interested in joining the Dixie Blaze dance team, tryouts for the 2017-2018 team will be held on April 22nd from 8 to 10 a.m. Registration and workshops to learn the tryout dance will be on April 21st at 2 p.m.
So, Ryan, what happened in sports over the week?
Well, it was a pretty big weekend for Dixie State sports, specifically the basketball team. They pulled up with their final home game and got going some things. It started off with the women's basketball. The team had a tough year, going 5-21 in a rebuilding season. However, they ended on a high note on senior night, at home defeating Holy Names University 79-65. The Trailblazers were led by Tremina Jordan, who scored a career-high 21 points. Dixie State seniors Cassidy Carrillo and Hannah Roberts were also recognized before the game for their playing careers. Now on the men's side, Dixie not only wanted to send off their seniors with a win, but they also needed a win to secure a number 3 seed in the Pac West tournament next week. Dixie sprinted out of the gates to start the game, racing to a 23-7 lead. However, in the second half, the Hawks responded by hitting 7 threes and charging back to take a 1-point lead. Dixie then answered the call by rattling off a 19-3 run and cruising easily to the win. 78-60. Brandon Simister led the Blazers with 14 points and dropping 6 dimes. Now with the win, Dixie State sends off 5th-year seniors Josh Fuller and Marcus Bradley, and that will also prep them and place them at as the 3rd seed going into next week's Pac West Conference tournament. Now that was it pretty much for sports in the weekend. However, I heard you did something a little interesting over the weekend, not necessarily sports-wise, but still something pretty unique and fun.
Yeah, I did. My wife and I actually ended up going down to Mesquite for the Lantern Festival. It was a chance for people to be able to go and light off some lanterns, as you can see here in the pictures. It was an opportunity. All the net proceeds given by the lights is what they're called. They donate those to a local charity. So there's probably a few thousand people there that came and enjoyed and wrote their hopes and dreams on the different lanterns. So it was quite the event. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that looks a lot of fun. You got some good shots there of those lanterns and good turnout, it looks like.
So yeah, it was pretty good. It was a lot of fun. So, and that's a wrap for our March 1st edition of the Dixie Sun News at noon.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you right back here next week, same time, same place.